My name is Kenny Dial, and I want to welcome you back to Season 3 of the Scuba Diving Podcast. This is Part 2 of the Red Sullivan interview series in Season 3. Part 1's a few episodes back, so if you haven't seen that one, catch it before or after this show. Doesn't really matter. I would call it a compound that he works out of in Daytona. He's near the water. He has a company called Bluewater Diving that mainly specializes in salvage and underwater repair. A bunch of that stuff that you wonder, gosh, who goes down there? Red goes down there. Whether it's sunken planes, boats, cars, sinking ships, including the Vandenberg, for artificial reefs, you name it. If it's hard work, if it's dirty water, and if it's something most people don't want to do, that's where you find Red. He's staff instructor all the way up to technical instructor for multiple agencies. He's taught everything from open water, still teaches cave, rebreather, things like that. He drops his opinion on the hot button topic of should any teaching at all be done on the knees as far as open water skills training. Lots of tips and tricks, pretty much everything that wasn't in the other interview, which was mainly gear servicing. He services gear from all over the world, has been for 30 years. Every manufacturer, just about everything that exists, he services. Everything else is this interview, including the very viral topic of ear beer, or affectionately known as Red's ear beer. So yes, we are going to post the recipe right on the screen. This is non-medical advice, all right? This is just for entertainment purposes. As always, Red's fun to listen to. Says it like it is. He's rough around the edges, but he's actually very nice once you get to know him, I promise you. But he knows what he's talking about, and it is always fun going over to his place. There will be more of these. I know a lot of you have asked for more Red. I'll be going back over there soon. We'll talk about some more stuff. It all depends on what you want me to talk about. But without further ado, Red Sullivan. You've been teaching, salvaging, sinking reefs, swimming through gas, and people send in their gear to be serviced by you from all over the world, so you've seen just about everything under the sun. You've been doing this a long time. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much.
Just real quick, for those just coming on, what do you do here? I mean, you got this massive compound. It looks like about every piece of gear ever invented.
When I was teaching full-time, I taught under here a lot. I took a break because I was getting a little burned out of trying to explain how to flood and clear a mask and why you can't crawl on the bottom and sit on the bottom, because the pool sessions, you could do your pool sessions on your knees, but when we went to Dillon Springs and we were doing mask floodings and stuff, everybody was hovering. Cool. And that's just the way it was. I mean, I got it beat into me, and I beat it into my students. Some get it, some don't. But as a tech instructor too, it's hard to turn that off when you're teaching open water again. Because in tech, I can't say I can give you a card to go learn, because you'll die. Versus a open water card is a card to go learn. You've got a card now, and you're supposed to go and get as many dives as you can and learn how to do it right. But you can't do that in tech. Sometimes it's a hard adjustment.
So in tech, they are also at a certain skill level when they come in. They're supposed to be, right?
Supposed to be. I've had guys come to me for advanced open water or cavern course, and I'll say, okay, we're going to take your mask off. I don't do that. I'm like, what do you mean you don't do that? I did that in open water. I don't do that anymore. How do you defog it? If it starts to fog up, I just dive with it.
You know, that's a big problem. Is there still people that are going through?
It's horrible. You go on a dive boat sometime and just, as a spectator, have nobody to watch and watch the people. I mean, they're so fogged up.
We have the exact thing you're telling me at the aquarium. The deck is right there. You can go up and get all the defog you want. You'll be back down in 15 seconds, and they won't, because they're like, I'm good.
Do you know that I would say probably a good 75% of the divers in today's world don't know how to defog a mask properly?
You mean underwater?
No, above water before they put it on.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the defog? Define it. What does it do?
Well, I see a lot of people, they'll put it in and
throw it in a bucket of water and wash it out.
They'll put it underwater and they'll rub it all out.
Exactly.
And I've had instructors doing that.
Yes. I put my defog on. I use the new stuff called Spit.
Oh, that's my favorite too.
In the spray bottle.
Yeah.
The second I get on a boat, I'll spray my mask. I'll smear it around and I stick my mask back in my foot pocket, in my fin. And that's what I do. And I let it dry. I don't care. And when I get in the water, it looks kind of bad viz. I tinkle a little water in it and I look down and I go like this over the lens and I blow it out. And I'm perfect the whole dive.
I would say you're in the 1 percentile that does that.
Because the object of the defog is to give you a barrier on the lens from the heat that's coming off of your face to the lens. And if you wash all that barrier out, you're going to fog up. So if you leave the barrier there and you just put just a skosh of water in it just to clear the lens, you're good, man. You're good all day.
How do you feel about anti-fog coatings on the mask?
I don't know. I've never used one. I use a Scuba Pro frameless forever, and it doesn't have that.
Do you think those work very good?
I don't think so. Well, it's hard because most of those are all tinted too. And
Yeah.
if you can't see the person's eyes, I won't let my students wear them because I can't see their eyes. I don't know if they're fixing to wig out, bug out, or what. If I can't see your eyes, then I can't help you with stuff. I mean, I physically can't get in your head, but I can see what's happening with your eyes. If
When
you
we're
get a guy
touring.
with big eyes, man, you know something's going to happen. Or somebody goes to the bottom and they're constantly looking up. They're figuring, how fast can I get there?
So you teach, you used to teach a lot. You've been teaching for decades, right?
Yep.
You teach and taught recreational. You mainly teach tech.
Well, I've slowed down on that too. I'm mainly doing commercial stuff. I swim in pipes, I raise boats, I look for things, I pull cars out of ditches when they think they can outrun the law and they hit the boat ramp and think their car's a submarine. And I just did one of those the other day. It was interesting.
I've even seen you pulling planes out of the water.
I've pulled a few planes. I've also sunk some pretty big stuff. I was part of the Vandenberg. I've sunk a few things offshore Daytona. I was, before COVID, the president of the Volusia County Reef Association.
And then you also do service tech. I mean, you service everything under the sun.
I service regulators for a multiple of shops and out of country. I get them from cave country. I get them from all over the place. UPS brings them.
So people send their stuff to
Yes.
you, and you fix stuff from all over the world, all gear lines, and you've been doing that a long time.
A long time.
And you use a lot of this stuff when you're doing salvage, recovery, sinking reefs, and all that. So you use gear.
Yeah. The BC behind me has probably got, I don't know, close to 3,000 diesel dives on it. Does it look it?
No, because you don't sit at the back of the boat.
No, I'm talking swimming in the diesel.
Swimming in diesel?
Yes, I swim in diesel all the time. Aviation fuel.
Why?
To get what I'm getting. You have to go through that to get in it.
So so you got to go through, walk me through that.
Did a shrimp boat one time, and when we righted the boat a little bit, and we had a boom around it, a hard boom, so nothing floated out of the boat could go anywhere but in the boom.
Like fuel.
Like fuel.
Is that the yellow things we see
Yes,
floating?
that's the yellow things you see. Sometimes we have a 3-foot skirt on them. That means it's 3 feet below the surface, there's a skirt. So diesel fuel is going to float to the surface. It's not going to go up and under. We had it 3 inches deep on the surface
Diesel fuel.
of diesel fuel.
And you had to swim through it.
Yeah, you just blow when you're coming up, you just try to clear the area with your regulator. But going in, swimming around underneath it, it's not bothering you. But when you come up, you're full of it. And most of the time, you're working with your head above the water, and the rest of you is in the diesel fuel.
Does it burn?
Not really. Diesel fuel doesn't seem to bother me as much as gas or aviation fuel. Aviation fuel kind of gives you that layer of skin missing.
Because you're diving through it.
Yes. And if you're diving wet, it goes in the suit. So you want to try to go in as fast as possible and get clean water, good water in the suit before you do that. Some people go, oh, you shouldn't be doing it like that. You should have an environmental, yeah, right. I don't make that kind of money, and the company's not buying it from me. I went through that with a hard hat diver one time. He was like, you shouldn't be in the marina for your ears. You should have a helmet on. I was like, dude, you're diving a wetsuit. That shit's going up your what in there too. Really? I said, I could save a lot of money with ear beer compared to what you spend on your helmet.
Ear beer?
The stuff you put in your ears to keep them clean. Yeah, I make my own.
So you make your own?
It's called Red's Ear Beer.
Red's ear beer? Can we find that online?
No.
Dang.
It's 50%, 90% profile alcohol and 50% white vinegar, and then about 8 or 9 drops of iodine. That's my recipe.
Why the iodine?
Kills the bacteria. It kills infection before it goes in. And when I do go in contaminated water, I put it in before I go in the water.
What, when you get out also?
I'll clean them out also.
Have you ever had a big infection or anything?
Never had I've had one ear infection.
Dude, I get them all the time at the aquarium.
And I used to swim Marineland all the time. Used to teach at Marineland all the time. Never had any ear problems.
Really?
Yeah, you got to have something up here to infect.
Maybe that's it. All right, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Red. Like I said in the beginning, there is another video where he breaks down gear and peeing in the wetsuit and all that stuff. That's a couple episodes back, still in season 3. But I hear you loud and clear. You want more Red, so I just need to know what you want me to go ask him next time. I usually ask him things I see in the comments. And you can always reach out to him too. Whatever platform you're watching this on, I always try and put the contact info down at the bottom. He loves talking about this stuff, so, reach out to him. Otherwise, just want to say thank you all for watching and can't wait to see you on the next episode. And if you want to support my channel, go to sweetwaterscuba.com. We have all the good stuff like the shirts, the hats, the stickers, everything. Autographed kids books are on there and wholesale opportunities for retailers. Don't forget, we're on almost every major channel, put out daily content, new stuff all the time. I'm on live all the time, so hopefully I'll see you on either TikTok, Kenny_Dial, Instagram, Sweetwater_Scuba, Facebook, just search me, or just search me in your browser, Kenny Dial. One of those should come up. Finally, the YouTube channel has all the podcasts and all of the short form stuff. It actually kind of has everything in one spot. Either way, I hope to see you on one of these apps, on one of these pages. Whatever connects us to the underwater world, I hope to see you there. Let's show the rest of the world the rest of the world.